To start off Chapter 7, you again want to be very careful about your mashing. This is another instance where you're going to spawn next to a character that you don't want to talk to. So you're spawned here, and you're going to talk to Hugo. If you mash the C button, that is. You don't want to talk to Hugo, because he's the Yappin. We don't care about any of that. I didn't realize Gurglefin could just walk away like that. Where is he going? Obviously, waiting during the tutorial is not what you would do in a speedrun, but after you carefully get through the cutscenes, what you'll do is you want to roll over to Gurglefin, which he'll be over here. He'll be kind of to the side. You want to roll to Gurglefin and talk to him. During this level load, what you're going to do is you're going to swap from, the player 2 controller to the player 1 controller. And the reason for that will be for a faster level intro in level 8. What you'll also be doing as soon as you enter the level is you'll be swapping from Stealth Elf to Cinder. This is because we'll be using Cinder to fly over some water. So what I'll do is I'll prepare the other controller off to the side. You won't be able to see it, but we'll get there when we get there. So we can enter the level. So once you've loaded into the level, once you have control, so I can move around, I skipped the cutscene, I'm ready to play the level. What you'll do is you'll take Stealth Elf off the portal. You will swap to player 1. Swap controllers. So, I'm now player 1. And we're now Cinder. On player 1. So generally with Cinder movement, you want to chain dashes together, because this is her fastest form of movement. And in between these dashes, you should enter flight, since her flight is faster than walking during the moments where you're not dashing. So you can see I'm walking at like this speed, but I fly at that speed. So it's much faster. But obviously her dash is way faster. So you want to kind of chain these dashes into flight. Like that. What you want to do here is you want to grab the statue from the habanero and then dash through. You can dash through the habanero to grab the statue. And you want to dash through so that you're on the water. Once you're on the water, you want to kind of hug the shore the best you can, and this is to avoid the Leviathan. And then you don't want to dash. Let me set this how I want. Once you're comfortably flying over water, again, stick to the shore as best you can. This is to avoid getting eaten. To get to the teleporter, you can do like an initial dash to get to where this house is. And then you can either fly and attack the tent in order to fly into the teleporter, like that. One way to consistently get into this teleporter house, we'll call it, is as soon as you do your dash that goes towards or into the house, hold back. That way you avoid dashing through it. So we'll just position ourselves kind of facing it. You obviously wouldn't set yourself up like this, but for the sake of demonstration, just to show how holding back works. If I dash and I hold back, I go in the teleporter consistently. Another thing to note about how Cinder works is when you fall off ledges, if you press dash, as you fall off ledges, you can dash to make yourself instantly fall. So you'll see there's a kind of a falling animation there. It's pretty brief, but it's not a lot. Whereas if you walk off and then dash, you instantly teleport down. So just showcasing that again, this time on the bottom ledge. So I walk off there, fall for a little bit, but here if I dash right as I fall, I teleport to the ground. So to sort of demonstrate this section again, with the cutscenes kind of being in the moments, I'm dashing, and I want to dash along this path, and I want to dash such that I kill that habanero. If you kill it before it gets over to the statue, it means that it won't trigger the cutscene of it grabbing it. So you want to make sure it's dead. In the event that it doesn't die, but it's just kind of hanging out around here, you want to make sure it dies. Because if you don't kill it, you can grab this statue, but it'll still come over and grab essentially a non-existent statue, and it really messes up the camera for the next section. You don't need to kill that enemy, I'm just talking. So, kill that, grab the statue, chain fly. You want to fly over the bridge rather than the water, because the water here is a little bit funky for flight for whatever reason. It's slower than flying over regular water for some reason. So, we'll fly across this bridge. You can fly the rest of the way to get up the stairs. For this turret section, you want to focus shooting the front of the ship. And ideally, you get it that quickly. Sometimes it can take longer for whatever reason, but you just want to focus shooting the front of the ship, and you can get it through with only getting attacked by the cannonballs once. If it takes longer, just keep shooting it until it goes down. If you need to shoot other parts of the ship because it just doesn't happen to be working, then, you know, that's what you gotta do. As soon as you land from exiting this turret, you'll land, like, probably around here, something like that. Wasn't able to do it during cutscene in the moment. But as you land, you want to dash left. This way you'll be able to get right in position to go down the stairs while the cutscene happens, where it pans over to that ship. You'll just chain dashes to get to this wooden walkway. A little bit better. Just dash through this section, dash through the enemies rather than killing them, because they're not necessarily killed. Let's make sure I've gotten everything else for this section. Once you go over the button, you'll want to dash down the dock to enter the chaos fight. So I'll do this slowly to explain the next part, so I'll pause. So the moment you gain control of your character in the chaos fight, you'll want to swap from Cinder back to Stealth Elf. This is because Cinder's damage per second is really bad, so Stealth Elf just kind of hard carries in this fight. Also, you're going to be using Stealth Elf after this point. So I'm going to do this pretty quickly. I'll also change the indication back over to Stealth Elf. So again, you wait for this. The moment I gain control, I'm swapping off of Cinder back to Stealth Elf. That was really bad motion. You just want to spam the standard attacks into Zap. And the reason we swap there rather than prior is because it allows Zap to come to you rather than you having to go to Zap. This is the first section, like chaos section of the run. These sharks randomly generate, and I'm getting abysmal patterns. You just want to kind of look out for where they're spawning and try to position yourself to not get hit by them or to not have to rub against them. So as you can see, rubbing against them slows down time. Same with getting hit. This is a pretty miserable pattern, but again, it's random, so you just kind of have to deal with it as it comes. With Go Run, you want to just spam standard attacks into it, ensuring you stay as close as you can. If you get knocked away, you want to continue standard attacking because your attack range is pretty large. This phase of sharks is slightly more standard, so it is still random to some extent, but a little bit easier to get practiced and familiar with like what sharks will go where, I say, as a get a bad pattern. These patterns are terrible. Great for a tutorial, isn't it? But getting good at this fight just comes from learning it and doing this fight a lot so you can understand how the sharks come in and what spots are like good to go to, what aren't. Sort of in this last section where there's a bunch coming in from the top, I opt to take intentional damage to the last 2 sharks, but I'm able to dodge all the other ones, so it's a pretty clean and consistent setup. So I'll try to point it out here. So under Hugo in this little menu, you can kind of see there's 2 sharks. You might have to pause the video to see exactly what I'm referring to. There's these 2 sharks, and this setup always, the way the sharks are is consistent, so it'll always look like this. I just opt to roll directly through them to get through that as quickly as possible, so it's just a guarantee you're getting hit there, but... Okay. And with Slam Bam, you want to spam standard attacks. Ideally, you circle around him. I messed this up, and I want to see if I can still get it. You want to circle around Slam Bam. You won't get enough damage to kill him before you get punched once. So just keep attacking even if you get punched. Ideally, you get an armor proc there, and if you do, you just kill him slightly faster. After killing Slam Bam, you want to roll to the bottom of the level and face down, so that once you load back in, you can hold up and roll. If you don't do this and align yourself correctly, the camera will do weird things and you won't get the direction you expect. So I was trying to explain this while also explaining Slam Bam at the same time. Kind of a mess, but we'll see if this still works. So what I was attempting to go for there was known as a double unload. I'll just pause here to try to explain it. So with unloads are a technique where you kill Shadowlanders around the same time as one another. So each time a Shadowlander dies, it's supposed to play a cutscene that shows, you know, you killing it. But if you're able to kill the Shadowlanders in a close enough period of time, you're able to skip the cutscene that plays. And the reason this is allowed in Glitchless is because it can also happen accidentally for whatever reason. Like, you might not even try to set it up and it'll just happen. So because it is able to just get randomly procced, it's allowed. What I got there was, of the 3 Shadowlanders, I only got 2 cutscenes. So that was a single unload. You are required to get 1 cutscene. The first Shadowlander you kill will always give a cutscene. But the other 2, you can chain them back to back in order to skip their cutscenes. So you want to kill them as close to one another as possible. There might be another tutorial that comes out in the future that better explains how to do double unloads in each chapter. That might be a good thing for either me or someone else to work on. But what I was able to do there was get a single unload, so only 2 of the 3 cutscenes played. A double unload would be you only get 1 of those 3 cutscenes. All 3 just means you got no unloads. So I got 1 there, and once you do that, you're able to block the water source and complete the level. And that is it for Chapter 7.
Sont plus puissants qu'ici. regarde-moi ça.
Tu me vois pas.
Je suis super pro!